Stardew Valley is a game where you live on your grandpa's farm and try and make as much money. Just kidding, guys. There is no cinematic intro. Also, a really small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if at any time you enjoy this content, make sure to subscribe. On day 1, I was messing around with the character creation screen trying to figure out what I should make. Once I figured that out, I started the game. As soon as it loaded in, I immediately ran to grab my parsnips. After I got the parsnips, I was messing around with the house decorations. I then went outside to clear out some land so I can plant all my parsnip seeds. After finishing clearing out all of the land, I went to Pierre to buy some more parsnip seeds. Once I got back to the farm, I immediately started planting all of my parsnip seeds. I then went into the cinder sap forest to see if there was any spring onions. On day 2, I immediately had to go water all of my parsnips. Once they were all watered, I went straight down to Willie's to get my bamboo pole. I then spent the rest of the day fishing there. It was in the morning of day 3 that I decided to clear out some of my land. After that, I decided to go down to the cinder sap forest to do some fishing. On the morning of day 4, I woke up to having to water my parsnips for the last time. I then decided to clear out some of the farmland. On the morning of day 5, I woke up to having Marnie at my doorstep with a cat. After sorting out things with Milo, it was time for the first harvest of the entire 100 days. After harvesting all of the parsnips, I went straight to the mines to drop some floors. Are you wondering why I'm standing still? A stick bug was crawling on my keyboard. Don't worry, I didn't kill it. After learning what it really means to be stick bugged, I made it to floor 20. In the morning, I decided to prep my farm for all the potatoes that I'd be purchasing. Once I bought all of the potatoes, I went straight to planting them. On the 7th, it was Lewis's birthday, so I decided to give him a birthday present. I then went to the wizards to drink some weird potion that he gave me. In the morning of day 8, you're never gonna guess what I did. I watered my crops again. After watering all of my crops, I went straight to the community center to donate some of the items that I had. After donating to the community center, I went to try and clay farm, but I had no clue what I was doing. In the morning, I was still watering all of my crops. After watering all of my crops, I went fishing for some of the fish at the community center. But I bet you can't guess what I did in the morning. I watered my crops again. The rest of the day I spent some time in the mines trying to get floors. I wanted to reach the iron floors so that way I didn't have to water any of the strawberries that I purchased. I feel like this is an ongoing joke at this point that only I will find funny. But I watered my crops in the morning. I then went to the cinder sap forest to find Robin's lost axe. I then went to Clint's to upgrade my watering can. After that, I went to Robin's to return her lost axe. In the morning of day 12, it was the potato harvest day. After harvesting all of the potatoes, I went straight to the mines to hit floor 40. In the morning, it was egg hunt day, so I went straight to town. I then spent all of my money on strawberry seeds. After buying all of the strawberries, I started the egg hunt. If you don't know how to win, I made a short on how to win. After the egg hunt, I had to plant all of my strawberry seeds. In the morning, I decided to clear out some of my farm. After that, I went to Clint's to go pick up my watering can. The rest of the day was spent mining for iron. I'm sorry to say this, but my recording capture froze, so you're missing the next couple of days. What I did basically is get almost all of my sprinklers put down. I also farmed salmon berries. In the morning, it was the first strawberry harvest. After harvesting all of the strawberries, I went to the secret woods to do some fishing. I did also go to the ocean to get the rest of the fish for the fishing bundle. On day 23, I went to the mines because I wanted to get to the gold floors so I would have quality sprinklers during summertime. I did manage to make it to floor 80 before the day ended. In the morning, I decided to clear out more of the farm. The next day, I decided to go to Clint's to upgrade my pickaxe. Because my pickaxe was upgrading, I had to fish. In the morning, I decided to chop down trees on my farm. The next day, I went to Clint's to go pick up my pickaxe. I woke up on day 28 to a letter in the mail saying that my progress was really fast. I then spent the rest of the day resetting floor 81 in the mines to get tons of gold. The first day of summer, I had to take care of all of the dead plants. After taking care of all of the dead plants, I redesigned the farm for my new sprinkler layout. After setting up my new sprinkler layout, I went to Pierre to go buy some blueberry seeds. After buying all of the blueberry seeds, I went to the farm to start planting them all. I didn't end up finishing it until nighttime. In the morning, I didn't have to water any of my crops, so I went straight to the mines. I spent the entire day floor resetting the copper floors. When I got back to the farm, I decided to add another section of sprinklers. In the morning, I decided to clear out even more of my farm. After that, I went to the community center to go donate some items. Next, I went to Pierre's to go buy some of the seeds that I need. After planting all of the seeds, I went to Clint's to go upgrade my axe. Then I went to go spend the rest of the day fishing. On Friday, I spent the entire day grinding floors in the mines, which I did end up dying a couple times. I did manage to make it to floor 100 in the mines, achieving my first star drop. The next day, I went to Clint's to pick up my copper axe. With my newly upgraded axe, I went straight to the cinder sap forest to cut some trees down. In the morning, I decided to clear out all of the stumps. Next, I went to Clint's to go crack open some geodes. I did end up donating most of the artifacts to the museum. I then went to Robin's to go build a silo. After that, I went fishing for the sturgeon. The next day, I went to Pierre's to go buy some wheat. After planting all of the crops, I decided to chop down even more trees on my farm. By nighttime, I only had a quarter of the farm remaining. The next day, I decided to go into the secret woods to do some fishing. Later that day, I decided to go into the mines and try and catch the ghost fish. Unfortunately, I lost all of the footage from the other days, so you're missing out on a couple of them. I genuinely could not find it. I was looking everywhere. Anyways, on day 42, I went fishing. Once I got back to the farm, I immediately put all of the fish inside of this shipping bin. I did end up reaching level 7 in farming. On my way down to the beach, I found an oyster for the community center. I bet you can't guess what I did for the rest of the day. I fished. After a whole day of fishing, I went to sell all of my fish in the shipping bin. In the morning, I used the new minecart to get to Clint's and pick up my new steel pickaxe. After picking up my pickaxe, I swapped it out for my axe. After that, I went to the mines to do some mining for iron. While mining for iron, I sent furnaces off to smelt all of it. The next day, I went mining for gold. While mining for gold, I even found a diamond. The next day, I woke up to all of my blueberries being ready for harvesting. After harvesting all of the blueberries, I chopped down some trees. On day 47, I woke up to my fruit cave being full of fruit. I then decided to remove some of the grass to plant down some oak trees. After planting down all of the oak trees, I went straight to Robin's to go build a coop. After buying the coop, I went down to the cinder sap forest to chop some trees down. After chopping some trees down, I went to the hat mouse to buy a new hat. After buying my new hat, I put some more ores in my furnaces. After that, I went to the community center to go donate to some bundles. I went to bed that night making around 2,000 gold. When I woke up, some of my trees grew, so I immediately put some tappers on them. After putting tappers on my trees, I went to Clint's to go pick up my gold pickaxe. I then decided to give Haley a rainbow shell, which was one of the first gifts she actually liked. After giving Haley a rainbow shell, I went mining for copper. I woke up in the morning to Mom giving me a pink cake in the mail. After getting my pink cake from Mom, Joja Mart robbed me of 1,000 gold. After checking all of the mail, I had to harvest all of my melons. After harvesting all of my melons, I went to Clint's to go upgrade my axe. Then I decided to go fishing. After fishing, I decided to put all of the fish inside of the shipping bin. I woke up in the morning to all of my blueberries being done. I decided to sell all of the blueberries straight to Pierre. Then I went to the community center to complete the vault. After completing the vault, I went to the beach to repair the bridge. After repairing the bridge, I decided to fish for the rest of the day. The next day, I went to Clint's to go pick up my gold axe. After picking up my gold axe, I went to the desert to chop down some palm trees. After chopping down some palm trees, I decided to try and catch the sandfish. I did also do a bit of mining in Skull Caverns, but I left pretty quick. When I got back to Stardew Valley, I decided to finish off some of my bundles. After that, I decided to chop down trees for the rest of the day. On day 52, I decided to go mining. After that, I went to Marnie's to go buy some animals for my new coop. I did also buy a couple of heaters for my animals. Then I decided to go fishing for the rest of the night. I woke up in the morning to the last blueberry harvest. I then decided to go mining for the rest of the day. After mining, I went to the traveling cart, and the traveling cart was selling a rare seed. I decided to go mining the next day, but I died in the mines, and I lost my bone sword. Nonetheless, I kept mining. Since I lost my sword, instead of retrieving it, I decided to buy a new one. The next day, I went to the community center to go donate some more items. After that, I decided to go fishing. On the first day of fall, I had to take care of all of my dead crops. After that, I checked on my chickens. After checking on my chickens, I bought some seeds from Pierre. I then went to plant down all of the seeds that I just bought. After planting all of the seeds, I decided to go fishing for the tiger trout. I then went to go do some night fishing. The next day, I went mining. After mining, I went to the Hat Mouse to buy a new hat again. I then decided to go fishing for the rest of the night. The next day I went mining again. I then decided to go fishing for the rest of the night. In the morning I realized I haven't been checking on my chickens. After checking on my chickens, I went to Marnie's to go buy a cow. I then spent the rest of the day fishing for money. The next day was traveling cart day. The traveling cart was selling a snow yam, so I bought it for the community center. You guys are never gonna guess what I did in the cinder sap forest again. I bought another hat. I made sure to check on my animals this time. After checking all of my animals, I went to the community center to go donate some items again. I then planted some cranberry seeds so I could make some more money. The next day I went fishing again. I ended up selling it all for around 8,000 gold. The next day was traveling cart day. Unfortunately, he wasn't selling a red cabbage. After checking the traveling cart, I went to Marnie's room to pick up Lewis's shorts. No clue why those were there. I then went to the desert to place some pine cones down so trees would grow. After that, I gave Lewis his lucky purple shorts back. Even he didn't know why those were there. I woke up in the morning to Leah giving me whatever the heck this thing is. I then decided to go mining for the rest of the day. In the morning, I made sure to check on my animals. I then decided to go fishing. I then went to Marnie's to go buy some more animals. I then went fishing for the rest of the day. On day 68, my cranberries were ready for harvesting. After harvesting all of the cranberries, I decided to reset floor 10 in the mines for copper. Days 69 to 70 were spent fishing. Before fishing on day 70, I checked the traveling cart to see if it had anything good. It had a rabbit's foot, which I immediately bought. When it was the Stardew Valley Fair, I spent all day betting on greed to get enough star tokens to buy a star drop. Once I had enough star tokens, I bought the star drop. I woke up the next day and fed all of my animals. After that, Willie showed me the wonders of panning for stuff in the water, which I will probably never use. I then went fishing for the rest of the day, which I went to bed that night making tons of gold. I then went to Marnie's to go buy some ducks for my coop. After that, I went to the desert to go chop down some palm trees. I decided to plant tons of bok choy seeds since I couldn't plant any more pumpkins. Sunday was traveling cart day, so I went to the traveling cart to see if it had anything good, and I couldn't believe it. It was selling an ancient seed. I then decided to go fishing in the secret woods. The next day I decided to go fishing in the mountain lake. The next day all of my bok choys were done. I then went to Robin's to go upgrade my barn. Later that day all of my kegs were done and were filled with pumpkin juice. In the morning I went to Robin's to go upgrade my house. I then went to Leah's to give her a bouquet and she said yes. The next day was Spirit's Eve, so I couldn't go into town, so I just fished until it was time to go in. When it was all ready, I went into the maze and immediately finished the maze to get the golden pumpkin. The next day was traveling cart day, so I decided to see if it had anything good. It had some items for the community center, so I went ahead and bought it. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. It was selling a red cabbage, which in order to complete the community center in the first year, you have to buy it here. I then went straight to the community center to complete some bundles. I woke up on the 1st of winter to my house upgrade being done. Still don't know how Robin moved me into a different bed. After rearranging my house, I went to Robin's to go buy a deluxe coop. I then went fishing for the entire night trying to get some seaweed. I needed the seaweed for a Mackie roll. Once I got back to the farm, I decided to hoe all of the land inside of my greenhouse. After that, I went to the community center for the last time. I had finally completed it. At the time of editing this video, I realized I forgot to show you me getting another star drop. My sweet gemberry grew, and I brought it to the statue in the secret woods. Anyways, back to the video. Later that day, I went to Leah's house and gave her a mermaid's pendant, and she said yes. The next day, I went to Clint's to go crack open some geodes. While recording this video, I ran out of disk space on one of my drives, so you're missing the last couple of days. But I managed to get married. I went to Robin's to go buy some wood chippers to solve my wood problem. When I got back to the farm, I placed all of them down. Then I put all of the hardwood in that I've been storing. I then milked all of my cows and goats, and then put their milk in cheese presses. I also put the eggs in the mayonnaise machines. The next day there was an ice fishing competition at Marnie's ranch, which I obviously won. When I got back to the farm, I made even more mayonnaise machines and cheese presses. I just now realized that they give you tons of money. In the morning, all of my bok choy juice was done. I kinda just repeated this process every day. Getting the eggs from the coop, milking my goats and cows, then converting them into mayonnaise or cheese, and then selling it all for profit. On day 95, I woke up and greeted Leah, and she gave me a star drop. I woke up on day 112 and watered my cactus plants for the last time. I did some house revamps as well. Leah also gave me a wine to celebrate for our 1-year completion. When I went into my greenhouse, I was shocked that all of my starfruit finished growing. I immediately put all of the starfruit into all of my kegs. After putting all of the starfruit into my kegs, I waited on the swings. I waited for something magical at a wondrous time. At 12 o'clock, I checked this bush and it had a Junimo plush in it. I immediately put it in the empty space right next to my bed, and then I went to sleep for the last time.